All right, some other news now, and it's hard enough for some states to count votes. Well, now we have to deal with accusations of registration fraud this close to Election Day. The liberal activist group Acorn signs up millions of new voters, but now it's being investigated because among its new registrations, Mickey Mouse, dead people, and the starting lineup of the Dallas Cowboys registered in Las Vegas. Drew Griffin of CNN, he's been investigating this and joins us now from Philadelphia. I think a lot of voters hear this and go, Drew, how widespread is this, Drew?
Well, I tell you, I was in Indiana last week. I'm in Philadelphia today. It's the same story, Mike, all across the country, and all of it tied to this one group, Acorn. They are handing in thousands of registrations that are fraudulent. There's just no way around it. When you look at these registrations in Indiana, dead people, here in Philadelphia, people that are registered to non-existent addresses. It's happening all over. Now in Indiana, the Secretary of State is calling for a full-scale investigation of fraud there. Acorn's voter registration drives are under investigation or suspicion in several states. Just yesterday, local authorities raided this Acorn office in Las Vegas, where Acorn workers allegedly registered members of the Dallas Cowboys football team. Over the last 4 years, a dozen states investigated complaints of fraudulent registrations filed by Acorn, and complaints of fraud by Acorn have exploded nationwide in just the last few weeks. We tried to contact the Acorn director in Gary, Indiana, but when the phone messages went unanswered, we went to the office. It's abandoned. Acorn told us the state director for Indiana Acorn is actually based in this office in Milwaukee, but today we found it empty too. Acorn's attorney in Boston told us allegations his organization has committed fraud is a government attempt to keep the disenfranchised from voting.
We believe their purpose is to attack Acorn and encourage and suppress votes. We think that by attacking Acorn, that they are going to discourage people who may have registered with Acorn from voting.
Brian Meller says Acorn has its own quality control, has fired workers in the past, including workers in Gary. Despite its past, the Obama campaign gave $800,000 to Acorn to help fund its primary registration drive, and Acorn has endorsed Barack Obama for president. The Obama campaign reacted this afternoon saying it is committed to protecting the integrity of the voting process and said it has not worked with Acorn during the general election. Mike, in Lake County, Indiana, Acorn handed in 5,000 voter registration cards. They went through the first 2,100 of them, 2,100 of them. Every single one of them was fraudulent. So they put the rest aside. They're going to try to get to those later, but they suspect that many of those too, of the 5,000, will be fraudulent, and there'll be no voter behind it. So a big problem in Lake County, Indiana. It's a problem here in Philly as well.
Drew, I think a lot of people want to know, okay, no one's voted yet, so we don't have voter fraud. We have registration fraud. But the question is, what's the chances these will equal votes and possibly change the election?
Here's the problem. Every single voter registration card that's turned in has to be processed by a city worker, a county worker, an election board. They are swamped trying to check out all these faulty registration cards. There's just not enough time to do it all. So there is a fear some of these will slip through. But I also want to point out they are the safeguard, these county and city officials working here in Philadelphia. They've been working here 7 days a week, 10 hours a day since August, trying to process all these registration cards. There is a fear that some of them will get through, but right now they are catching them. They're just scratching their heads over why so many are coming in.
What are we talking about motivation? Political? I mean, is there incentives to sign up more people? What's going on here?
The deputy city commissioner here in Philadelphia, a story we're going to be doing tonight, tells me here is the problem. You can no longer pay a person per registration. I can't go out and get $1 if I registered this man on the street right here. But if I go out there, I'm under a quota system with Acorn. In other words, I got to come back with maybe 25 signatures by the end of the day. According to the deputy city commissioner, Acorn in Philadelphia has been hiring homeless people, has been hiring alcoholics, has been hiring drug addicts, has been hiring ex-felons who have just gotten out on parole, and they have gotten these are people that are desperate for money. That's what the deputy commissioner says, and they are given an incentive to commit fraud. And that's what he believes they are dealing with.
Are election officials, and we'll let you go, Drew, are election officials you're talking to confident they can stop someone from voting 5, 10 times?